Alright, today is day 7 of the Invictus launch week, and it's Consolidated Outlines, Origin Jumpworks, Tumbrel, RSI, and Argo. So a lot of ships, a bunch of little manufacturers that specialize in one thing. So come on, hang in there. There we go. Okay. So we're center and one side room plus the lower area. I get kicked.
Brothers and sisters in
No?
the UEE Army.
There it goes again.
All
Alright, so we're going to start with this thing because it was the big hoopla ship for a while, the Scorpius. It's basically the X-Wing, but the wings kind of switchblade out. It's a nice ship, a nice fighter, but the problem with it is you have to have your co-pilot so you can run the effective back turret there. So the turret on the back you have to have a co-pilot for, so you can get the gun working for, because it can be either on the top or in the back, so it gives you extra range of targeting on it, which is cool. And it has a fairly decent loadout, so it's a decent ship for fighting and whatnot. And this is a very underrated starter ship, the Aurora. This is the LN because it's, well, Invictus, so we're all the military variants. So it's a light fighter, so it comes with the extra missile rack, and I believe an extra set of guns automatically once you buy it, so, which is cool. So you get your standard bed and cargo area, not a huge cargo area. Eventually they'll get the little container you can carry for it, but you already start out with that, so you can do most missions, most stuff that's currently in the game. So it makes it a very effective beginner ship. It's just small. Oh god, these monsters. The constellation Andromeda. Okay, so this is a freight and gunship. The Andromeda series is not bad, or Constellation series, sorry. The Andromeda is that particular loadout. They're not bad, they're just kind of a big ship, so you have to have a crew, but they're not a big ship, so that you can do more with it. It has plenty of cargo room, or room for a vehicle. It has a snub fighter that sits at the very back. It has, you know, decent weapon loadout, even on just the straight cargo carrier. And it's a nice ship. It's very effective for fighting and flying, but it's just too much of some things, not enough of others, and it's kind of a big tube once you get inside, so it's just one big hallway with stuff in it. So there's no character to the inside of the ship really, and I believe that's the luxury one, so it has the suites in it and everything. Come on, server. Come on, server. There we go. Oh. There we go. This is the Mantis. And they're just getting interdiction stuff kind of in-game, I think. Well, no, it's EMP stuff that they have in-game right now. They're working on the interdiction stuff. This is a great interdictor and to keep you from requantuming once it pulls you out. The problem is it's got 2 size 3s on it. And in the commercial it shows it pulling a caterpillar out of quantum with just it going after it, which is amusing in some ways, but not in others, because if you pull something out, even a caterpillar that's not, you know, really a combat ship, it's going to mess you up if they have even a moderate crew on it that it can, you know, run all the turrets and everything on it. It's going to just chew up that ship. So much less a fighter like this or even a Cuddy Black would just decimate it. So it's something that's good for running with other ships, but not by itself. Can't imagine what that'd do if it pulled one of these big ships out and it's just sitting there going, what do I do now? Because interdiction just shuts down your quantum drive. It doesn't shut down your electronics or anything. It just stops your jump and keeps you from jumping away. Then when the fight starts, and I'm sure at some point you'll be able to pick out who's interdicting you, and you'll be able to go stomp that ship. So if you want to run, you can run after that. So most likely what's going to happen is that it's going to interdict you. They're going to immediately target you with missiles, launch a full barrage, and when the pieces are floating, it'll take off again. So yeah. Okay, so here are the... Oh god. I love these little Argos, but in reality, they don't have a jump drive. They don't have, you know, they're actually kind of slow, but they're very nimble and everything. But I think this is the cargo pod. No, this is a personnel pod. So this would be for transporting crew back and forth in space. You could easily bump that up to a airlock and load and unload people. But they're not very useful yet, but I'm sure they will be. Okay. Origin 125. It's a good little starter ship. It's a bump up from the base starter ships. It's kind of cool looking. It's got a decent little loadout for weapons. It's fast and nimble. And it comes with a bed. And that looks about it. So you do get some amenities, a little cargo space on the floor, and I think, yeah, it's this guy over here, has even more. And this is a 325. So you get that same high-end kind of luxury feel. Even better loadout. So this would probably compete with your Titan or whatnot. And it'd be very effective, very fast, very nimble. A light fighter. And here's the other starter ship, which is the Mustang. But of course, these are... Oh, come on, quit lagging. There we go. So these are your Mustang series, which are cool. They're a good fighter, you know, fast flyer. I think they're more nimble than the Aurora, but on the other hand, you don't get your cargo, you don't get your, well, you don't get as much cargo, and you don't get a bed to sleep in. So it's one of those things you have to look at when you go to purchase your starter ship is, am I going to want to camp out while I'm off doing a mission and be able to come back in where I, you know, camped out at? You can't do that with that ship. But then again, you can't really do races and stuff with the Aurora like you can with the Mustang. Now, of course, it's a little bit more fighty, light fighter than the Aurora, but I think the Aurora is not that far behind. So if you're a good pilot, you could probably make up a lot of the lack of guns and stuff on it with a, just a good pilot, ability. So we looked at those, we looked at that. So now it's all ground vehicles. Different loadouts of different power cores and guns. Okay, so the little Ursa rover here is actually pretty cool to drive. Come on, there we go. Oh, the Lynx. Sorry, RSI Lynx. So these are actually really fun to drive. They have space for more than one person. They're kind of a luxury ship. So that's kind of cool. So this isn't the Ursa. It's a little bit shorter. Definitely has a more schwanky loadout look to it. Alright, let's go downstairs. See what we can find down here. And way down the stairs. Way down the stairs. Nothing in that corner. Okay, that looks like some tumbrils. So there we go. There's the Tonk. Everybody's favorite heavy land vehicle, the Tonk. It is a hard vehicle to beat in the battlefield. With a heavy main gun. Has a lighter machine gun that's on top. So the driver can just decimate things with that thing. Great ground-to-ground vehicle. Okay, these are the Tumbril Cyclone series. So this is the land systems. So you get a machine gun and rockets. This is the air system. So this is your anti-aircraft. This is nether ground, so you can take out guys running around the ground because it's a light machine gun on there. And this just looks like the courier or the recon. So a light ship that can go fast, doesn't have any guns on it, but it is armored. And those are wheeled vehicles, so they're kind of fun to drive. They don't get all hovery on you and floaty like the other floaty vehicles or anti-grav vehicles. This guy who's been in gray box for forever, it seems like. And he's the Origin G12A. So he's a luxury armored vehicle. Looks like he's still in white box. This is a new guy. Tumbril Storm. So this is like a single-seater tank. Fast action tank. So it should be able to go over rough terrain. But it doesn't look like it's got much clearance. But these aren't actual size representations, so it's hard to tell. And this is the Ranger.
Welcome to the Invictus.
So TR, so it's the heavier gun setup. I think those are the plasma shotguns. I've been waiting for that to come out, but as it looks right now, it's still in white box and not quite ready for release yet. And around here we have, oh, this is the carrier killer, the Perseus. On pass, capable of taking out and shredding subcapital class Goliaths. So this is what you use to take out your corvettes and larger ships. So it has those two huge cannons on the top, plus support guns across it. So it's, and more cannons under the belly. So it has a dorsal and a belly gun, as well as what looks like some side turrets for light harassment. So that'll be a fun ship to play with when it comes out, but it's still in white box. And this guy is the Polaris, so he's an actual corvette, capital ship. So probably a ship a lot of orgs are going to be running. And I think this is the tow truck. Yeah, I believe this is the tow truck. Argo SRV, industrial civilian. Yep, so it's for towing larger ships. So if your ship gets hit and is unable to fly itself back to docking repair stations, this will drag it along until you can get it where you need to be. So just a space tug. And this too is still in gray box, so not quite yet to be out yet. Alright, that is everything for today. I hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you later.